Welcome back to Let's Talk Movies Saturday. This will be a long video because today I will be talking about one of my favorite franchise, the Alien franchise. From the 1979 Alien movie all the way to the 2017 Alien Covenant. This is inspired because there will be a new Alien movie coming out called Alien Romulus. This movie will be out in theaters on August 16. I will only be talking about Aliens 1 through 4, Alien Prometheus, and Alien Covenant, and not about Alien vs. Predator or the Predator movies. So if you haven't seen the Alien movies, there will be some spoilers ahead, so you have been warned. So let's start. Wow, nice ship. The 1979 Alien movie was directed by Ridley Scott and begins with the commercial spaceship Nostromo and a 7-member crew returning to Earth. The crew is awakened from their stasis sleep when the ship's computer mother detects a mysterious signal from a nearby moon. Following company orders, they land on the moon to investigate. There, they discover a derelict alien ship, and inside, they find a chamber filled with large egg-like objects. When one of the crew members, King, played by John Hurt, gets too close, a creature from an egg attaches to his face. Back on the Nostromo, the crew unsuccessfully attempts to remove the creature from King's face. Eventually, it detaches on its own and it dies. They believe the danger has passed, but during a meal, Kane begins to convulse and a small alien creature bursts from his chest, killing him. The crew tries to locate and capture the rapidly growing creature, who are called xenomorphs, but it soon becomes clear they are up against a highly intelligent and deadly predator. As the alien picks off the crew members one by one, the remaining survivors scramble to find a way to defeat it. The situation becomes increasingly desperate as the alien hunts the crew through the Nostromo's claustrophobic corridors. Ellen Ripley, who is played by Sigourney Weaver, emerges as the film's central character, displaying resourcefulness and bravery. With most of the crew dead, Ripley initiates the ship's self-destruct sequence and heads to the escape shuttle. However, the alien manages to stow away on the shuttle. In a final tense showdown, Ripley uses her wits and ejects the creature into space, ensuring her own survival. The film ends with Ripley placing herself back into stasis, hoping to be rescued. What would you have done in a situation when someone comes back contaminated? Would you let them inside your ship? Because I sure wouldn't. Now we're moving on to the 1986 Aliens 2 movie, which is actually just called Aliens. Aliens 1986 was directed by James Cameron and picks up 57 years after the events of the first film. Ellen Ripley is found drifting in space in hypersleep and is rescued by a salvage team. Upon awakening, she learns that the planet LV-426, where her crew first encountered the alien, has been colonized. When communication is lost with the colony, Ripley is reluctantly convinced to join a team of colonial marines to investigate. Despite her traumatic experience, Ripley agrees to go in hopes of putting an end to all the alien threat once and for all. Upon arriving at LV-426, the team finds the colony deserted with signs of violent struggle. They eventually discover Nude, a young girl and the sole survivor who has been hiding from the aliens. The Marines soon come face to face with the xenomorphs and realize the scope of the infestation. The situation quickly deteriorates as the aliens attack, killing several Marines and forcing the survivors to retreat. Ripley takes command using her knowledge and experience to lead the remaining team members in a desperate fight for survival. They hatch a plan to use the colony's fusion reactor to destroy the alien hive, but their escape is complicated by the overwhelming number of xenomorphs. In a climatic battle, Ripley ventures into the hive to rescue Newt, encountering the massive alien queen. After a dense showdown, Ripley and Newt manage to escape just as the colony is destroyed by a nuclear explosion. However, the alien queen stows away on their dropship, leading to a final confrontation aboard the spaceship Sulaco. In the iconic scene, Ripley dons a power loader exosuit to battle the queen, ultimately injecting the creature into space. The film ends with Ripley, Newt, and the surviving Marines entering hypersleep, hoping to finally leave the nightmare behind. Who would still be willing to go out into space with the unknown dangers that there might be out there? Now we are moving on to Alien 3. The 1992 film was directed by David Fincher. The film notably has two different versions, the theatrical release and the extended assembly cut, which offers a deeper look into the story. Alien 3 begins with Ellen Ripley's escape pod crash landing on Fiorina 161, a desolate planet home to a maximum security prison. Ripley is the sole survivor of the crash, and her arrival disrupts the old inmate population. The prison and their caretakers reluctantly take her in. Soon after, Ripley discovers that the alien stowaway caused the crash and that it has begun to wreak havoc on the prisoners' inhabitants. As the alien picks off the prisoners and the staff one by one, Ripley tries to organize the inmates to fight back against the creature. With limited weapons and resources, the prisoners must rely on their wits and cooperation to survive. During this time, Ripley makes a horrifying discovery. She is carrying an alien queen embryo inside of her, planted during the escape from the previous encounter. This revelation adds a new layer of urgency to their fight, as Ripley becomes determined to prevent the alien species from reaching civilization. In a desperate and sacrificial plan, Ripley and the remaining prisoners set a trap for the alien. They lure the creature into the foundry and dose it with molten lead. Despite their efforts, the alien survives until Ripley uses a sprinkler system to rapidly cool and shatter the creature. In the final moments of the film, Ripley, knowing she's carrying the queen embryo, throws herself into the furnace, ensuring that the alien threat ends with her. The film concludes with a new team arriving too late to stop Ripley's sacrifice, leaving the future uncertain but momentarily safe from the alien menace. Thank you so much for those who have stayed throughout this long journey with me. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment. If you want me to talk about one of your favorite movies next, put it in the comments. We are now at the 1997 Alien Resurrection, directed by Jean-Pierre Jeunet. Alien Resurrection is set 200 years after the events of Alien 3. Scientists aboard the spaceship USM Auriga have cloned Ellen Ripley, hoping to extract the alien queen embryo she was carrying during the time of her death. The cloning process is successful, and Ripley is brought back to life, now with some aliens' enhanced physical abilities and acidic blood. The alien queen is also extracted and begins producing eggs. As the scientists experiment with the aliens, a group of mercenaries, including characters played by Winona Ryder and Ron Perlman, arrive on the Auriga with human cargo intended for the alien breeding program. The inevitable happens. The aliens escape their containment and start wreaking havoc on the ship. Ripley, with her unique connection to the xenomorphs, teams up with the mercenaries to try to escape this doomed vessel. Along the way, they encounter various horrific and action-packed scenarios as they battle the rapidly multiplying aliens. Ripley begins to struggle with her identity and the alien influence within her, leading to moments of tension and introspection. As the survivors fight their way through the ship, Ripley discovers that the alien queen has given birth to a new breed of alien, a human xenomorph hybrid. In a climatic showdown, Ripley confronts the hybrid creature. The group manages to set the Auriga on a collision course with Earth, intended to destroy the ship and the alien threat with it. Ripley ultimately destroys the hybrid alien by using her acidic blood and the ship's airlock. The film concludes with Ripley and the remaining survivors escaping in a mercenary ship. Ripley, after so long, finally arrives to Earth, even though the Earth she left is different, but so is she. Wow, imagine going into space and returning after a few hundred years, not knowing how much has changed or what will come next. By the way, we had to change the scenery because it was getting hot in that ship. Don't mind him. Next, we will be talking about the 2012 film Prometheus, directed by Ridley Scott. This sci-fi thriller is a prequel to the 1979 classic Alien and explores the origins of the xenomorphs and the humanity's creation. Prometheus follows the story of a team of explorers led by archaeologist Dr. Elizabeth Shaw, played by Noomi Rapace, and Dr. Charlie Holloway, played by Logan Marshall Green. They discover a star map in the ancient ruins that they believe to be an invitation from the humanity's forerunners, who they call the Engineers. Funded by Wayland Corporation, the team travels aboard the spaceship Prometheus to a distant moon, LV-223, to uncover the truth about the Engineers and humanity's origins. Upon arrival, the crew finds a massive structure filled with advanced technology and mysterious urns. As they investigate, they discover the remains of the Engineers in a holographic recording showing their last moments. The team soon realizes that the Engineers were creating biological weapons, and the urns contains a black goo that mutates and kills anything it comes into contact with. David, played by Michael Fassbender, an android on the ship, secretly takes one of the urns and experiments with it, leading to catastrophic consequences. Dr. Holloway becomes infected with the black goo, and chaos ensues as the crew members are attacked by mutated creatures. The mission spirals out of control as the crew members are picked off one by one by mutated creatures and the Engineers' biological weapons. Dr. Shaw discovers that the engineers were planning to return to Earth to unleash their deadly creations. With the help of David, she sets out to stop them. In the final confrontation, Shaw and the surviving crew attempt to prevent the engineer from launching a ship filled with black goo towards Earth. Shaw manages to crash the engineer's ship, sacrificing the Prometheus in the process. The film ends with Dr. Shaw and David's severed head planning to continue with the search for answers about the engineer's motives and origins. Now we have finally come to the last movie so far, the 2017 Alien Covenant film directed by Ridley Scott. This sci-fi horror film serves as both a sequel to Prometheus and a prequel to the original Alien series, continuing the exploration of the origins of the xenomorphs. Alien Covenant begins with the colony ship Covenant on a mission to colonize a remote planet, Orgay 6. The ship's crew, led by Captain Oram, played by Billy Crudup, and Daniels, played by Catherine Waterstone, is awakened from a hypersleep after a neutrino burst damages the ship. While making repairs, they receive a mysterious transmission from a nearby habitable planet that seems to offer a more immediate and suitable home than Orgay 6. Deciding to investigate, the crew changes the course and lands on the unknown planet. Upon landing, the crew discovers a semi-idyllic world, but they quickly realize it harbors dark secrets. They encounter David, the android survivor from the Prometheus mission, who has been living alone on the planet for the past decade. As the crew explores, they begin to fall victim to a series of horrific attacks by neomorphs, a new breed of alien creature birthed from the spores found on the planet. David reveals that he has been conducting experiments using the black goo from the Prometheus to create these creatures. His ultimate goal is to engineer the perfect organism, the xenomorph. The situation rapidly deteriorates as David's experiments spiral out of control. The remaining crew members fight for their lives against the increasingly dangerous aliens. In a tense and action-packed climax, Daniels and the Covenant's pilot Tennessee, played by Danny McBride, manage to escape the planet, bringing the surviving colonists back aboard the Covenant. However, it is revealed that the android Walter, who has been helping them out, was actually David in disguise. The film ends with David placing facehugger embryos amongst the colonists in stasis, continuing his dark experiments as the Covenant resumes its journey to Orgay 6. Hey, are you still there? Wow, we just covered a bunch of movies in a short amount of time. The Alien franchise, from the 1979 classic Alien to the 2017 prequel Alien Covenant, has captivated an audience with its blend of sci-fi, horror, and deep themes. Alien 1979 introduced the terrifying xenomorph and the iconic heroine Ellen Ripley, setting a high standard for sci-fi horror. Alien 1986 shifted to action thriller, developing Ripley's character and introducing the Colonial Marines. Alien 3 1992, a dark introspective entry exploring sacrifice and survival with Ripley's poignant final confrontation. Alien Resurrection 1997 brought Ripley's back into a complex form, blending dark humor and horror. Prometheus 2012, a prequel delving into the existential question about creation and the origins of the xenomorphs. Alien Covenant 2017 combined horror with the philosophical themes, exploring the ambition of the android David and the evolution of the alien species. Across these films, the Alien Saga blends intense horror, compelling storytelling, and profound themes, ensuring its place as a seminal force in sci-fi and horror cinema. You have finally made it to the end. Thank you so much for sticking with it. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment below. Have you watched all the Alien movies? Which one is your favorite if you have? Also, what movie should I do next? Comment below. Also remember that the new Alien Romulus movie will be out in theaters on August 16th.